Good morning. Welcome to the Meltdown. I hope you're having a great day in spite of the fact that it's a little bit chillier out there. It's just how we function down here. If you don't like the weather, just wait a few minutes. It's going to change. Well, there's a lot of information out on the wires, and people are talking at length about a lot of different topics. Now, I definitely want to talk about the passing of Nelson Mandela. Of course, a great figure who spent a lot of time incarcerated for something that was pretty much an abomination. But I want to talk at length about our economy and what that really means. It's important to remember that in October, November, December, hiring goes up, mostly part-time. Those are temporary jobs. And yes, I'm thrilled to hear that the November numbers are out and unemployment is down at 7% and 200,000 jobs were created. Folks, wait for January and February. And let's see if, quote, the economy is really moving. I'm going to tell you, in my own opinion, it's not. The indicators are that on this kind of a jobs number, you should see a serious drop in the price of gold. You should see the metals taking a hit. You should see a lot of things. The premiums on physical metal are widening. More people are coming into the market. And yes, there are more transactions occurring in the paper market, but the premium between gold and silver has started to narrow. We're back to 9%. You're still pushing about 62 ounces of silver to gold if you're playing in the futures market, paper market. There's nothing physical transacting. So if that's the market you want to play and you can afford the volatility, that's good news. Now, normally, when you see the dollar rise, you see foreign currencies dropping. Well, that's not the case. Right now, the only currency that's down against the dollar appears to be the yen. Everything else is moving up as the dollar moves up. I look at the NASDAQ over 4,000. I look at the Dow up 100 points, not quite 1%. The Nikkei was up last night, less than 1%. And so these are just the standard aberrations that we see in markets. Now, I'm looking for bigger numbers. I want to understand and be able to give you the information so it makes sense, so that you understand why we do this. In this kind of a market move, you should see the yield on the 10-year Treasury dropping. Well, we're still at 2.85. And that means interest rates are climbing. And if new home sales are rising, and that was a number that came out a couple of days ago, then you should see more activity and you should see that rate starting to move down. It's not moving down because we're not fixing the economy. 1,800 in the S&P. We're pushing record levels. Remember, I talked about the crest cycle. And where is the real top? Is it really at 17,000? Is it 17,500 or 18,000? I can't tell you that because I don't have a crystal ball that prognosticates the market. What I can tell you is that Ford Motor is trying to lure people into their stock positions, which is fine. This is about diversification. It's about protecting yourself for what a lot of people believe is going to be a serious issue down the road. Now, it's from that standpoint that I really want to focus on today. I want to pump certified coins. I want you to understand that NGC and PCGS are around for a reason, and they've been grading coins for a very long time, 1986. So we approach 27 years, almost 28 years that this has been happening. And so those are good situations. I don't want to discourage anybody. On Ford Motor, talking about how great things are going, their stock is down just a fraction, 7 cents on a $16.67 stock. So mild aberration. Family Dollar seems to be down. That's a couple of dollars. But overall, if you're looking at a portfolio and you own a little GLD or a little bit of SLV, those are both up today. It's not very much, but they're holding their own. And so what I'm really trying to convey to you as we look at different markets is that they're trading in trillions of dollars And it's all leveraged against the banking concerns. And this is the way our economy functions, folks. I look at different companies. I look at where are their stock splits supposed to occur. Visa is one that I bought somewhere, I think in the 80s. It's now trading a little over 200. And so I know there's a stock split probably coming in the not too distant future. I love coins and I love tangible material because obviously you own it. It's in your hand. All of these paper trades that I keep talking about are just that. Now, for years, NGC has reviewed coins. They created a conservation company so that if you bought a coin that was really ugly toned or it had a copper spot and you wanted to fix it, you could send it to NCS. When NCS first started, you didn't have risk of losing the grade. And so NCS was very important to the coin dealers as well as it was to the collector market. Now, we've wondered for probably close to, gosh, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 years. I guess I could have done a little bit more research, but we waited for PCGS to step in and do something similar. Well, that's finally being announced, and they're finally going to do it. They will add more services, but they will consider the potential crackout, which doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be an upgrade, but you won't risk losing the value of the grade you had. That's a big benefit. Building sets of coins seems like it's a presentation to load your wagon until your axles break. I don't want to talk about how pretty the coins are. I love good looking coins, whether they're toned or not. That's not the point. What is the point is that if you're trading in the precious metals market, and I've got a good customer who started out by trying to buy cheap silver, which he did. And then he understood that you have to have multiple dates of coins, which he's doing. He's now stuck in the silver American Eagle market. And my problem with the silver American Eagle is that silver's trading on the ask side. That's what I have to pay, or you pay if you're playing in the futures market. You're around $19.70 an ounce. If you want to buy 1 ounce silver American Eagles in quantities of 500 or more, you're going to pay in the neighborhood of $24.65, which is approximately a $5 premium. That's over 20%. So I've got some 90% silver, and I sent an email off to this client, and he only wants silver American Eagles or gold American Eagles. And that's his choice, and that's his prerogative, and I'll make a market for him. Whether I'm the cheapest or not, that's not the point. It's about owning numismatic coins, because Ronald Reagan, when he signed the law that was generated by those that consult to the president, because Reagan didn't do it himself, he deemed the coins to be numismatic. So that means you can own modern bullion coins, and they're, quote, numismatic. Why does numismatic matter? It matters because back in the 1930s, when FDR confiscated gold, it was May 1st, 1933. If you were a collector, if you could substantiate that you own multiple types of coins and multiple qualities, then you're a collector, and collectors were exempt from the confiscation by FDR. It was illegal to own gold in this country. Now, people owned it, people stashed it. A lot of people in 1933 turned their gold in. That's why there's such a large quantity of foreign fractional gold coins in this country, because people buy gold, central banks buy gold when the dollar or currency markets are upside down. So I'm looking at the US, I'm looking at Japan, I'm looking at Australia, and I understand that unlimited debt ceiling means they don't care how big the debt is anymore. The government can run itself in a way that is so different from the way we're taught to run our businesses that they can be leveraged, but you can't. That's pretty much illegal to do things at that level. Now, you can go get loans and you can bankrupt companies. I understand the concept. I'm living through it. But folks, this is that time where you decide that your net worth is so large that you need to carve off a piece. You can't be happy in CDs. You can't be happy with the return in an annuity. Your pension plan is totally at risk now because, as we've seen, the city of Detroit took an $18 billion bankruptcy. The state of Illinois is eyeballing the pension plan. The internet is full of people who are concerned about their IRAs, their 401ks. You're willing to take the hit, the tax penalty. You could pay 30 or 40 percentage points. Folks, if you've got a 401k out there, it's not yours. Now, I understand that it's registered in your name, and because of online trading, you don't own anything. It is an accounting process that's caught in cyberspace, and you own digital whatever. Your stock position, I've got 2 IRAs. They are cyber. They're out there. It says that I've got X amount of dollars of value. One of my IRAs is $25,500 approximately. Okay, well, it's not a lot of money, but I started with a fraction of that. So the market's been good to me too. I took the same 40-50% hit that everybody else took back in 08 and 09. So the recovery has been good. The problem is it's a shell game, and the shell game is going to get caught. Now I've got another IRA that is in a money market or whatever the heck they manage it in. And because of the poor performance in that IRA, I opened up another one. I started it originally with $2,500. So it's grown and it's done its job. It's part of diversification for me. I love rare coins and precious metals and other types of collectibles because when you get right down to it, it is a safe place to put your money. Now, liquidity. You've got stocks and you've got real estate and cars and jewelry and all the other things that you may own in your portfolio. But owning rare coins, owning a third, and a third, owning some inexpensive premium material, owning some mid-range material, owning something rare is the growth over time. I talked to a good customer. He's got 6 children, and I appreciate Joe a lot. And it's about putting together a nest egg so that one day when the rainy day comes, you can reach in the safe and you can pull things out that are of value. That's why there's record prices at the auctions, whether it's a painting, a watch, the Rolexes that I keep talking about, the Daytonas. There's a guitar going up on auction tonight, I believe, expected to bring over $500,000 for a guitar. Probably can't play it. I mean, it would work, but who's going to play a $500,000 guitar? People are running because if you look really close at what's happening in the world economy, you understand that the Chinese that at one point had over $3 trillion US dollars in the treasury market have cut it in half. And they've increased their gold position. Central banks overseas are buying gold as fast as they can get it. And frankly, whether it's JP Morgan or Wells Fargo or anybody else, the banks, the banksters, they're literally manipulating markets. You're trading your own account. You're trying to figure out how to stay active in gold and silver and who do you believe? What do you do? Oh my gosh, there's so much information that you can utilize and process. Folks, I love spouse coins. I love commemorative coins. I talk about all different types. I love barber coins. Folks, you can own barber material. That's 1892 to 1916 in the form of dimes, quarters, and halves. And you can pay anywhere from about 20 times their face value, that would be on the low end, to tens and hundreds of thousands on the high end. And building a collection is as simple as walking in, buying a red book. Heck, go to a used bookstore. The red book is pretty cool. The newer editions provide more information, and the more information you have, the more you understand why people do this, why collections that have been built in the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s skyrocket in value. I can tell you firsthand, I've been doing this for a while. And the other day we reached into one of the cases to sell some material. And before the client got there, we were reanalyzing some of the pricing. There was a 1954 mint set, the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco coins, all 3 sets, penny, nickel, dime, quarter, and half dollar, times 3. And we had marked it at the time $300. And so when I look at the market and I look at what's going on, we had it priced at about $300. Well, now the market for that same set is almost $500. So ultimately, my concern is that we give you a fair price. The bid was $475. I sold it for $425 because it was in inventory. And so what I want to help you do is I want to help you understand that you own different types of silver sets. They can be new sets or old sets. They can be good coins with high premium. They can be low coins. So ultimately, this is a question of being able to provide a lot of information. And frankly, it's the lot of information. And so from there, I want you to be able to stand up and realize that when I look at a market, when I consider what's going on, I want to make sure that you understand that you've got all the information. So whether you're buying Standing Liberty quarters or Barber halves or a 1999 silver proof set, you buy multiple types of coins and you provide yourself the liquidity by putting them in a safe. Put them under the mattress. I don't like the mattress really. I remember a time when I used to lift up the carpet in the closet and hide things under there for my brother. So you use what you want. I don't like banks. I don't like safety deposit boxes. It's illegal to put cash in a safety deposit box. And most people don't know, and your banker's not going to tell you. A lot of people have a concern over the $10,000 deposit rule. Folks, if your cash is clean, you don't have to worry about it. If it's not, I'm still going to report the transactions in my system. I don't have to do that. But so many people are confused about pulling out $10,000. There are banks that fill out the cash forms on $3,000. So you got to have information, and there's so much out there on the internet that's not true. You need to know what's going on. And so that's what this is about. And if you've got questions, 281-548-2646. That's 281-548-2646. Or you can call toll-free 877-705-2646. Hit option 0. That way you don't get caught in the phone system. You can email me. That's anytime. Brett, B-R-E-T-T, at thegoldexchange.net. Now, I normally check my email several times, well, most of the day. And then in the evenings, I'll spend, an hour or so normally. This weekend, I get my son, Jason. And for those of you that have been praying for me, I appreciate all that you've been doing. God does answer prayers. I believe that 1,000%. And so this is that point in time where I really want to tell you, it's a great time to be able to make sound, clear, concise, and logical decisions. And so it's from that point, just simple, that I want you to understand what's going on out there. So folks, what I want you to be able to do is go to the meltdown.com. There's in excess of 500 shows. I know Michael's managing it for me. He's out of the office again today, but he's hard at work and I get to communicate with him. Michael, thank you for all you do to help. And there are 500 shows, so go back a couple of years. Realize that this is not gloom and doom. And what I really want to convey is the other day when we were talking about gold trading in the 1240s, you could still be right at about $1,300. Well, now the price of gold is a few dollars less, but the premium has gone up. And so understand that this market changes in a heartbeat, and you can't go based on the melt value of anything. I don't care about what the melt value is of a silver dime or a half dollar. Things change based on the availability in the marketplace. And so what I really am telling you is that you can pay 25% premiums, you can pay 1,000% premiums. It doesn't mean that the 25% premium is a good deal or the 1,000% premium is a bad deal. That's why we consult. And around here, consult really does matter. If you're looking to do things and you're happy with the person you're dealing with, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'll be a great sounding board for you. But if you've accumulated a lot of stuff and it needs to be pared down, buy-seller trade means that we want to sit and consult. Now, I'm going to give you an incident that happened here in the store yesterday. I had a couple of people present. So it was really something I got to share with several people. Had a man come in with 5 silver Danbury mint gold inlaid plates. 5 different plates were the theme of the Revolution, the bicentennial. Pretty neat little set. The plates are here. And so we figured out that the melt value of the plates was $125, yet I still had to hold them. I still had to be able to ship them. After I paid any eBay fees or PayPal fees, if they sell online, I'm down 15%. Well, folks, that means I'm yielding $100 a piece. That's what I told him I'd pay. And I sent this client out. He was a prospect. Well, actually, Todd has done business. His wife has done business with us. And so I sent Todd out to a couple of other dealers to get some price shopping. So he knew that the $100 was pretty reasonable. He wanted $180. I want to get $180. But the reality was when he came back 30 minutes later, maybe 20, he'd been offered $50 to $75 because people want to double their money in my industry. Well, we talked about it, and I came back and consulted with Kelly about it. We decided to pay $90 a piece. They're still worth $140 to $180 if you can get them, because you can look online and you can see other plates like them. They come in great boxes. They're here. They're beautiful. Make a great present. No doubt about that. Point is that things have basal value. The basal value for those items is $120, but I've got to throw the boxes away, stack the plates, and ship them off, and that's not what I want to do. It's the Christmas season. I'll make you a great deal if you come in and you ask about them. They're displayed. They're beautiful. I love nice things. This is that time of the year where you get to diversify and invest, do some things that you normally didn't get to do. Anyway. Folks, I never want to be off air without talking about Texas Children's Hospital, the Downs Clinic, and the Ronald McDonald House. Now, the Myers Center is no longer on Fannin. It's not on the main campus, a little bit south of there. And Dr. Ostermeyer deals with kids with Down syndrome, autism, and other debilitating diseases, if you will. Certainly not contagious, but Jason, my son, has very mild Downs, and I want to be able to tell you what we can do, what we should do, how we move things around, and ultimately the Downs Clinic is very special to me. Jason has mild Downs, and his Downs, while being mild, still requires that he be assessed annually. He gets therapy, speech and physical. Occupational's coming. But if you're looking for some place to provide a tithe or a donation, and you go to the meltdown.com, click on the Downs Clinic, the information you provide is totally anonymous. For me, you'll get your receipt so you can take it off your taxes. The Downs Clinic is very important. Also, the Ronald McDonald House at Texas Children's has 20 rooms. They house 40 to 60, 80 people a night. These are families that will visit with their children that are at the hospital. And of course, at the holidays, why they expect an inflow of over 500 children, whether it's RSV or other debilitating disease. The NICU and PICU units, that's neonatal and pediatric units for the children, are stuffed full. Please consider those families. If you can provide a hot meal or a tithe or an offering, please call 832-824-8600. That's 832-824-8600. Nancy Allen and her staff would be more than happy to help accommodate and coordinate a donation or a hot meal for the 40 to 60 people. I appreciate Texas Children's Hospital a lot, and I thank the doctors, the nurses, the staff, and the volunteers. With the influx of children that will be in the hospital during this holiday season, please consider going by any retailer. They can be a discount retailer. New toys for boys and girls, unwrapped. You can drive up, leave them at the, go inside and just drop them off, or I'm sure the police or other attendees would be more than happy to assist. They're looking for 500 pieces, and Texas Children's is just very special to me. I thank the doctors, nurses, staff, the volunteers at the Texas Children's, the Med Center, and all throughout the world. This is that time of the year where family really does matter, and you extend yourself accordingly. Now, folks, I'm going to be out of here at 3 o'clock sharp. I'm not sure if I'll get to an afternoon show. I'll probably do one tomorrow and discuss what happened today. Jason's coming home. I get him this weekend, and I'm really excited. So I probably won't be on my email much this weekend, but I will be in the store for a couple of hours tomorrow. I've got a couple of clients that are coming in. If you need to stop by and you've got questions, please feel free to. We're at 113 West 1st Street, thegoldexchange.net. If you've got questions, email me, Brett at thegoldexchange.net. Visit themeltdown.com. There are links to other information, and if you've got questions, I want to answer them for you. God bless you. Be careful out there. The weather is going to be cold and wet. It's going to be a great weekend to be inside or with family. God bless you. We'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.